A very warm welcome back and happy summer to all of you. I'm Ren, and this is my mindfulnest. And today we'll be going through a slow flow practice. Welcoming in the warmth and light of this summer season with some sun salutations, followed by some relaxation and cooling breath to send you on your way. Namaste and welcome. You can grab any props that might serve you. I have a bolster, some blocks, and a blanket. For now, let's just settle into an easy seated shape, whatever that looks like in your form. Settle the body and settle your awareness on this practice. Grounding with our breath, you can sweep the arms up on inhale, and exhale brings palms face down, washing through center towards your pelvis and legs. Hands can come to settle after your final round. Breathing now just through the nose, naturally. Allow that natural breath to guide you now. Swirling in the hips. Inhale guides you forward, cresting in the pubic bone, and then rounding back towards the tailbone. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Your breath, your pacing. As you come forward, gently switch directions of your swirl, cresting back and forward, allowing that spine to just follow fluidly. Breathing easily. Finishing out one or two last swirls. We'll let an inhale guide us to an upright spine. Settle into that seat, connecting with the earth, and then inhale, lift arms high up overhead. Reach, maybe a slight sway. We'll prep for a side bend, letting one hand down to meet the ground, and the opposite arm reaches up and over, keeping that shoulder blade on the back body. A little pulse with your breath if need be. And perhaps take the gaze towards the bicep, then down towards the shoulder. Just a gentle rotation up and down with that chin. And one last deep breath to reach, and follow that exhale to extend out and touch the ground with that upper arm. You can walk the hands forward, coming through center, staying low to the earth, connected to this moment and this movement. Finally, we'll ground the opposite hand and reach, extending through, stretching through that opposite side. Big breaths here. Maybe the head turns, looking high and then low. And with an exhalation, we'll reach nice and long at the diagonal and walk through center. Maybe the spine does a little cat back along your way, nice and round. And peel open, visiting that first side once again. Reach through that whole side body, grounding the sit bones, making sure both are connected. And exhale, we'll release and make our way through center once again. Unfold on the opposite side. Rooted, yet reaching. And then we'll rise. We'll bring arms wide, then reach high. Palms will turn down at the top and wash through on that exhalation. In your own timing and in your own way. Adjust to a seat where the legs are extended out in front of you. You may wish to have a blanket beneath the seat, just a little lift for the pelvis. Here in Dandasana. The knees can be soft as we point and flex the toes. Swirl through the ankles. And pedal the legs, bending one knee, straightening the other. Just a little press through those heels, lengthening the backs of the legs. And we'll lengthen up through the spine, fingertips to the earth beside the legs. And following an exhale, pitch forward. No need to go too deep at first. Breathe your way down slowly. Re-lengthen as you breathe in, maybe adjust, and then we'll deepen. Follow an exhale a little further down, maybe make contact with the legs or feet, or simply keep the hands rooted to the sides. Head can bow, spine can curve as we stay. Then slowly rise up, hands walking back towards the hips. Tend to a little stretch, a little wiggle, and then bend the knees. Plant the feet out in front of you. If you have something beneath your seat, adjust that away. And palms will plant behind you, a little wider than the hips, and feel into a couple shoulder rolls. Wide stance with the fingers. We'll explore an upward tabletop, lifting the hips, making sure that there's about a 90-degree angle for the legs. And exhale will guide those hips back down. Rooting in both hands and both feet. Inhale to lift. Exhale to release. One final time. Lifting with that breath in, maybe taking the gaze towards the sky. and exhale, chin drops, hips drop. Slowly roll up off of those fingers and come to a seat to swirl out the hands. Roll the wrists, flex and point the palms. Any nourishing movement. As you are ready, you can make your way to a standing forward fold, Uttanasana, at the top edge of your space. Take your time to arrive. Maybe place your blocks in a handy position towards that top edge as well. Feet set apart will release the head down. Take a moment to treat yourself to a little massage. Hands meeting legs. Release your hands forward. Allow the weight to shift towards your toes. Give a little shake, yes and no, to the head. And release with a big exhale. On a big breath in, we'll come to our first halfway lift. Let the spine unfurl, lengthen out. Hands can be on the floor, on the shins, or on the thighs, wherever's supportive for that lengthening. And then an exhale guides us down. That self-massage always welcome to come in. We'll float in and up, out and down. One final lift to hold. Continue to tone through the abdomen and lengthen through the spine. And then on an exhalation, we'll soften knees and cactus arms out to the side. Lift with a flat back to standing. Arms can reach out and up, meeting at the top, before collecting at heart center. Mountain pose. Tandasana. Soften your gaze or close the eyes. Feel your breath. Connect with body, mind, and spirit in practice. Exhale now. Release the arms to the side. Inhale, lift, spread your wings, and exhale, bow through center. We'll follow our breath in for halfway lift. Exhale, grab blocks or release hands to earth. Right foot forward, left foot back. Low lunge will drop the knee. Toe will point back, and make any little adjustments you need to align. Introduce yourself to this shape today. And as we stay, just a few breaths, perhaps feel into a subtle pulse in the pelvis. Inhale to lift out. Exhale to deepen into that stretch. Very subtle, very slight. Following an exhale, we'll bring the right foot back. Hands meet the earth. And carry yourself down to your belly, chest, and head. Toes will set wide. And following shoulders rolling back onto the back body, show the heart forward, lift to cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift, cobra. Exhale, release. One final pulse. And press into the palms, roll over the knees, and come to child's pose. Balasana, one full breath here. Back of the heart will lift, guiding you through tabletop, an option to lift to downward facing dog. We'll adjust left foot forward now for opposite low lunge. Back toes point, and perhaps we pulse with breath. Exhaling now, hips can come back, tuck back toes. We'll lift to step forward. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift on inhalation. And exhale, fold back down. Inhale will rise up slow, flat back or rolling, whatever your body asks for. will reach, and then coming to the heart, one breath before we flow once more. Your pacing, honoring your uniqueness. An exhale will drop your hands and begin again. Reach and bow. Halfway lift and fold. Right foot will go back this time for low lunge. Release the knee and point back toe. A breath here. And then release with exhale. Down to the belly. And 3 pulses in cobra. Lifting that heart with a nice long spine. And then adjust back to child's pose. Balasana, one breath. Arch up through table or down dog. Right foot steps forward. Low lunge here. Breathe. Pitch back and step forward. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift with your breath in. And bow on your way out. Soften the knees and rise up slow. Honoring that rise and set of our sun. We'll flow once more. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. You know your way through this flow. Half lifting, folding, and then our low lunges. Left foot will step back on this first one. Your breath guides you. down for our cobra pulses. Just as full a breath here as when we're lifted. In and out. Coming to that child's pose, savor a breath. Then make your way to opposite lunge. If you're following with me, left foot steps forward. Stepping forward when you're ready. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Rise up slow. Settle into this standing pose. Rooted by the feet, reaching with the crown. And arriving here in this unique place in between. This present moment, this plane of experience. One last breath here. We'll continue. Release the hands. Reach to rise. You can fold on down. Explore one halfway lift here. And exhale will adjust to a kneeling position. Blocks might help you along your way. And feel free to invite in a blanket to the very middle of your space to support the knees for the next few shapes. We'll come to toes pose. Tuck the toes, leaving the heels about even with your sits bones. Sit back and make sure that the pinky toes are unfolded, nice and spread out, just like all the rest. With a nice tall spine will stay. This is a nice time to maybe sip some tea or water. But breathe all the while. stretching the soles of the feet, really sending that breath, our energy, down and out. Just a few more breaths. And then to release, we'll take it slow. Let the hands release to the sides. And we'll use some momentum. Inhale to reach and lift up onto the knees. As hands come to rest on bricks or the earth, you can release the toes and give a little swimmer kick or press the tops of the feet down into your mat. We'll stay in this kneeling shape and come to camel pose, supporting our low back with our palms spread nice and wide, as if we were tucking our hands into our back pockets. We'll take this gradually. Shoulders rolled back, heart will lift, bit by bit. Inhale your way into an arch. Spine stays long. And as your weight shifts back, press the hips a little forward, aligning hips over the knees as best you can. As you come into your camel pose, there is an option to reach for the heels, but only if it serves you and your practice today. Keep that heart lifting. One final breath. And then inhale, heart lifts you out and up. Nice long spine, and take your time to settle down to child's pose. We'll release the arms back towards the heels, letting the spine round and the neck fully release. and we'll stay a while here. Breathing and just being. Gently, let's transition. The head might sway back and forth. The hands can come to support you, lifting out of that child's pose. We'll be making our way in our own timing to Tandasana, that mountain pose, standing at the top edge of your space. Of course, clearing away any props that may inhibit the next flow, keeping any nearby that will still serve. Beginning as we did with our previous version, release hands on exhale, inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, will fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Then inhale, right foot steps back for a high lunge. Press through that back heel and lengthen from heel to crown. Sweep the hands high when you're ready. Rooted through the feet, reaching through the hands. Then we'll release. Hands come to the earth. Make your way through one cobra pose or upward facing dog if that serves your flow better. We'll make our way through child's pose or downward facing dog. On a breath in, right foot will step forward. Lifting to our lunge, use that breath to guide you. We'll stay one full round. Then exhale to release. Step forward and fold. Halfway lift, fold once more, then rise. And that is our second flow cycle. We'll come to meet with hands at heart, one breath to reset, and follow your breathing in to reach, exhale to bow. In halfway lift, exhale, fold. Step back left foot, high lunge, find that lift, root through the feet, rise through the arms. Then make your way down and through your flow. Find your way with your breath, guiding you. That natural rise, that natural fall, woven with this movement. Coming through down dog or tabletop, left foot steps forward, lunging. Rise when you're ready. Stay a breath. With this final exhale, we'll reach out and away, down towards support or the earth. Step forward and fold. Halfway lift here and fold. We'll take one final rise, rolling up slowly, lifting towards the stars. And as hands come to heart, we'll adjust into a wider stance with the feet. Perhaps step forward in your space and turn the toes out. We'll take a big breath together, sweeping the arms. And then as palms turn down to wash through, bend the knees in the same direction as the toes. Let the hips sink low. Maneuver any props either out of your space or underneath your seat to support you. As elbows connect with inner knee, palms come together to press. Slow and low breaths. Interlace the hands now and press the palms away. Whether supported or unsupported, we'll cat back the spine. Doesn't have to be a big movement, but engage that lengthening as you arch up and round a bit as your head drops. Follow breath with movement. Release the hands and take your time to come to your back body. Maybe you simply shift forward and clear your space to walk the hands and hips back. Make any adjustments along your way and give a little stretch out as you arrive on your back body. Then knees can bend and hands will meet the legs. Apanasana. Continue to keep the hands rooted on the knees just for that support. Or if you'd prefer to have the hands off to the side, there's an option to collect a blanket and lay it across the legs to keep them together more easily. Hands can rest wherever's best. Breathing along this flat spine as we stay. For our final few breaths here, perhaps sway slightly side to side, massaging the low back and sacrum. Any nourishing movement is welcome here. If you are working with a blanket support, that will adjust now off of the knees and come to rest perhaps between the knees. We'll explore some folds now with hips to the right and knees coming over to the left. Take your time to find the perfect variation for today's practice, where you can breathe, where you can stay. As always, we'll use our breath to guide us towards the next side. Inhale to lift the nose and knees towards the sky, passing through center and adjusting hips to the left, knees to the right, or whichever your opposite may be. We'll stay. Now follow your breath out from our twist and into any final movements or shapes that are needed in your practice today. If nothing else is needed besides rest, you can certainly make your way right into Shavasana. But honor your uniqueness, your experience today. Collect any props and make your way into a comfortable resting shape. This is a good time to be supported, layered up, or even to invite in an eye pillow. If you don't have an eye pillow, a blanket or even the sleeve of a shirt does well. And finishing out our practice, these salutes, and this honoring to the sun, with darkness and rest. All days, all things must come to a sweet end. Surrender yourself here and simply stay. Gently now, deepen your breath. Then when you feel ready, you can stir and stretch the body out. Take your time. Knees can bend if they haven't yet already, and follow them off to one side. Staying a moment more connected to this earth. Then rise up slow. Find your way to a seated shape. Any easy seat where you can breathe. The eyes can stay closed, or simply soften your gaze. We'll finish this practice with a cooling breath, Shitali breath. After an exhale, we'll stick out the tongue and roll it. Inhale through that straw. Exhale through the nose. If one can't roll the tongue, no problem. On that inhale instead, you might bare the teeth, sucking in that cool air. Then exhale with closed mouth. And continue. One final round of breath in this way. Welcome the hands to the heart. In these final moments of reflection, feel the mind and spirit and body illuminated by the light of the sun. This light of life. This light within me bows to and deeply honors that same light and life in all of you. Namaste. Take your time to transition back into your day with bright eyes, a bright heart, a bright mind. I thank you so much for joining me for this practice. You can join me for more on the channel and on the podcast. Until our paths cross again, my friends. Peace and love. Namaste.